Joel Rubin, he is a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State during the Obama administration. So good to see you, Joel. So President Zelensky has said before that he is concerned about war fatigue overall on the part of his allies. But now hearing the U.S. giving kind of the green light on F-16s, the allies coming together during the G7, all saying they're very committed to Ukraine. Should Zelensky have that kind of worry right now?
Well, Frederica, it's great to be with you. And this is a transformative moment for Zelensky, getting these kinds of commitments at the G7. Certainly, there are going to be ups and downs, and publics are always wondering when this will end here in the United States. It's always a question that persists. But the commitment is real. What we're seeing from the G7 and from President Biden in making this decision on the F-16s really is a critical moment. It will transform the battlefield. It will change the entire planning dynamics for Ukraine. It will give them confidence that what Zelensky is doing and has been doing in particular the last couple of days is working, and that the world really does stand united behind Ukraine.
So you agree it will be a game changer, but then there's the time frame, the urgency. How quickly will Ukrainian pilots get the training if they haven't already? How soon will they get those F-16s from those allied nations?
So, Frederica, process-wise, the training is now going to be underway. That's what the president has signed off on. And now, after that, the decision about which F-16s to provide from where, from our European allies, how will that flow? That will take several months. And so this is analogous to the M1A1 tank decision. And if you recall, the tank debate happened for a number of months. And then eventually, Germany moved forward in supplying Leopards. Then the United States, we came through now with our M1A1s. They're on the way to being delivered. So there is an unfurling flow. And so, yes, the planes will take several months. But all of this cascading flow of supplies is underway. And that's the kind of reinforcement over the horizon that will give Ukraine a lot of confidence as it prepares for its upcoming offensive.
So the G7 nations, all, pronouncing their support for Ukraine, and they are all in unison as it pertains to pressure on China as well. And these G7 nations, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, and the US. How much leverage does the G7 have on China to offer this kind of pressure to say, pick a side? It shouldn't be Russia, by the way. How much leverage do they have?
Yeah, you're right. Really, the question of picking a side is paramount, and that's sort of what's driving all of this. And the visit now, in many ways, by President Biden is designed and was designed to reinforce the need to really counter China and confront China on these diplomatic questions. The visit to Japan, he had the meeting scheduled with the Quad and as well going to Papua New Guinea, and unfortunately, the debt talks have derailed that, and that's an unfortunate outcome. But that was designed to put pressure on China and say the United States is not backing down, our allies are not backing down. The G7 economies together, unified with the sanctions package now, looking at multiple countries, third-party countries, extraterritorial sanctions is what we call them, to try to put pressure on China as well as say, we're not going to allow you to just supply Russia and backfill their military. And I think that's really the conversation. China has been engaging now in dialogue as well with the United States. Jake Sullivan had diplomatic meetings with him, with the leadership alongside Xi in Vienna. And the pressure is rising. I think that this commitment we're seeing now from the G7 will only increase that pressure. And China's going to have to look at Russia and say, the West isn't backing off, and you need to pull back and come to a diplomatic solution.
And Joel, the G7, now it's the G7. It used to be the G8. Russia was at the table. It is no longer at the table. China does have great influence over Russia. What kind of difference do you believe it's made in the power or the depletion of power for Russia to no longer be at the table?
It was a major blow to Russian prestige to be kicked out after it invaded Ukraine about 8 years ago initially. That was a symbol of Russia being integrated into the West after the fall of the Soviet Union. And so this kicking out, this loss of prestige, global pariah status that Russia now exists in, that is something that Vladimir Putin had tried and has tried for a number of years to get out from under. has not worked. He's only deepened his pariah status. And I think for the Russian people, Russian leadership, the politicians, the political and military elites, they have to understand, I think they do, by seeing Zelensky being feted by the G7 and Russia no longer there, at how far out of the global mainstream they are and whether or not their future really should depend any longer on Vladimir Putin. That's a symbol that and a sign that they're seeing today in particular from these meetings.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Joel Rubin, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Frederica.